You are listening to episode 27 of the Underhook Show. As always, my name is Steve, alongside my co-host Chris. Chris, how you doing on this Wednesday night?
I'm doing good, my brother, man. We had a great weekend of wrestling. Well, great Saturday pay-per-view. Had a great night of wrestling tonight. Ready to talk about it with you. Ready to knock it out the park.
Yeah. Whole lot AW this time around after the big All Out weekend, which All Out is like the de facto number two kind of now with All In. I mean, you could always argue All Out, Double or Nothing. Those are kind of the two, like the big spring and the fall show. I think they treated it as such. Before we get right into the pay-per-view, did you watch anything else over the weekend?
I did not. I started WrestlePalooza a little bit, like we talked about off air, and I turned it off in 5 minutes. So
Hey, fair enough. I'm in the process of just writing down everything I want to see throughout the year because I'm writing 94 right now, and then I'm going to kind of pause the ECW stuff to get caught up on 2025 because if you could believe it, like the end of the year is in sight. So I want to have all my research done for year-end awards and stuff like that. But yeah, I bought the pay-per-view on Max. I had the broadcast on, but just due to like personal shit going on in the house, I could not for the life of me pay attention to like 90% of the show. So I've been watching it in chunks over the last couple of days, and like I told you before we hit record, I finished Hangman Fletcher an hour before Dynamite went on the air. So I hit a buzzer beater, but I came prepared. I got notes, and I'm ready to talk about this show. But other than that, though, we'll get into it when we talk about MJF Briscoe. But I heard the Mystico match was fantastic. So
I had it on as background when I was doing something else, so I didn't really pay attention to it. I just turned it on because I needed just something on as I was uh, doing something around my game room. But when I kept looking up and seeing different spots, it's like, oh, I want to go back and check it out.
yeah, I'm gonna watch all of Anniversario eventually. But hell of a weekend for MJF, and for how much I criticize him. It's good to see, man. Like I'm happy that he got a couple of good ones out before his break. But that being said, if you're ready to get into the pay-per-view, I am.
Rock and roll, brother. We got a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah, because this was a long day if you watched it front to back. Starting with the tailgate show, which was like a televised 1 hour thing. Like they didn't do it on YouTube this time. So you didn't see anything from this.
No, I didn't. I totally, honestly forgot about it. Not even gonna lie.
Yeah, I didn't watch it when it happened. I had soccer on or something. After All In, I've like told myself to just go back and watch the pre-shows instead of sitting through 7 hour broadcasts because nobody should sit through a 7 hour broadcast. So I went through this the Sunday night, I believe, or Monday night. But I do have some thoughts because kind of a tale of two halves. Really liked the first half a whole lot, which was Joe and Hobbs versus the Workhorsemen, and then Shibata Garcia. Unfortunately, the Workhorsemen were booked as basically enhancement talent. However, they were really good at it. Like they stooged the fuck for Joe and Hobbs, but it was like a really awesome squash match. So I would say, if you want to see our boys get the pay-per-view paycheck, it's a really fun, like quick, like Hobbs just hits like 1 billion body slams, and then JD Drake stooges really well for Joe. So I'd recommend checking that out. And then Garcia Shibata was just a good match.
Yeah, I wanted to go see because I wanted to see because Garcia. I did see they gave him some new music, but it sadly was not what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
But hey, Red Death is back, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, so Shibata and Garcia in the past, like they had the pure rule stuff. There was like a lot of mat work. This was like a lot. He was like way more aggressive with his offense, and really good back and forth match. Like I said, higher impact over more technical stuff. He would not look in Daddy Magic's direction, and I think that they're going to build to a big angle there because Daddy Magic loves to bleed.
And he keeps wearing white every
Yeah.
time,
Garcia has a new finisher now.
and it rules.
Yes,
It's,
that like kind of suspended
it's
stomp
like a,
and
it's like a, it's like Super Dragon's move, I think.
yeah,
Dang,
yeah,
yeah.
and Shibata bumped for it. Like the bump on it was fantastic.
I mean, when he
Um,
first did it to Darby, he missed the chair, but we won't talk
yeah,
about that one. But
this was the
it, that
business, man.
that
This
one,
looked great.
I did see the clip on that one, and that looked nasty.
Yeah.
But so yeah,
Other than that, though, like the conglomeration tag wasn't much of anything, but I think it was just to kind of get everybody back together on screen for what would end up happening tonight, which I'm cool with. Unfortunately, the actual tailgate match didn't necessarily live up to prior like women's street fights in AEW, but it was fun for what it was. But I would say if you do have the time and you just want to put something on, the first two matches on this, I enjoyed.
I'll probably have it on tomorrow as I'm doing stuff around the house. I need something to watch.
Right. Well, let's get into this main card because there's a lot of it. This was a really long show once again, and I kind of accepted that if we do get an afternoon show, they're going to be a little bit more,
especially if they're counter programmed. Because I feel like they try to bleed into whatever their first match is.
Yeah, so this was like a 5-hour show, which that's a lot. But anyways, this is AEW All Out 2025 coming from the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, from Saturday, September 20th, 2025. I was surprised that they chose Edge and Christian to open, but again, like it was going to be Teflon no matter where they were. Like the hometown guys, crowd's going to eat it up. I did not expect Wendell Clark to be on this show. Or Bubbles.
Bubbles had me. That popped me. That one got me. And then they said the F word, and I said, "Oh, that's what we're doing now. Just gonna say fuck. We're just gonna do it. We're gonna counter program Netflix by being able to cut."
Yeah, Max must have just not cared, or they just paid the fine. But so I should have known this going into it. The stream, at least on my cable box, for like the first hour, did not hold up at all.
I was gonna ask you how it held up on HBO.
Yeah, so for like the first hour, I had a really hard time. Then I just ended up snaking my laptop through the HDMI, and it worked wonderful. The streaming quality, though, this is probably the highest out of between like Bleacher Report, YouTube TV, Amazon Prime, and Max. Man, I spent money on a lot of different platforms. Damn. This is probably the highest, though. I believe they said it was HDR, which there were certain parts of the show where like it really leaped off the screen, but just overall, like once it was stable, it looked and ran really good. I just think they obviously had hiccups with it being the first time. But opening contest, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage defeat FTR in 18 minutes and 3 seconds. I don't know about you, it's probably the match I was least into, but I don't think it was necessarily terrible. But I'm going to throw out one criticism, and then I want to hear your thoughts. But I just don't think that this match, like that, the way that they wrestled the match did not reflect the build at all with how heated the build was.
My notes here, I literally have it didn't live up to the hype of what it could have been. Wasn't bad, wasn't horrible at all by any means. But you can tell it's setting up for probably the sixth person, I'm assuming, with Edge, Christian, and Beth versus Stoke, FTR.
Yeah, which I think
like
Beth and Stoke could. Yeah, Beth and Stoke can be. There's a lot to. Yeah, you could do a lot.
Hilarious because I mean, like, and like we'll get it. I'll talk about it when we get into Dynamite, but they are making Beth seem like she was not saying she wasn't, but seem like she's I'm trying to like a superstar, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it was great it was awesome to see her come out and spear the shit out of Stokely, and then carry him away like he was a little child.
Yeah, that was all the Stoke stuff. I mean, he's just he's the best.
Yeah, and it was like, but it didn't live up to the hype of what it could have been. And I feel like the sixth person will be, it's going to be a good entertaining match, but where do you go after that? You know what I'm saying?
Sure. I just think that the match itself, tonally dissonant compared to the build with all the on-site brawling and how heated it got. Whereas in the match, it just kind of felt like they were just like, whatever cool ideas came into their minds, like, hey, let's do this, let's do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it did not feel like a blood feud until the big angle at the end. I'm fine with the Cena spot, personally. I think that's a nice nod, especially because it was like damn near the anniversary of the TLC match. that Cena and Edge had in that building.
We can all like get past it. Like we all know they're all friends outside of this business, so it's fine. It is what it is. And I mean, rewind to, was it Collision or Dynamite? Dynamite, where FTR was shouting out names all over the place. So I mean, we should all get, you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be shocking anymore.
Yeah, I just think, you know, you get so much leash with the tongue-in-cheek stuff, but I think considering Cena did the spear on SmackDown, or maybe it was in the Logan Paul match, I didn't watch the.
Yeah, whenever that was, there was a callback
Yeah.
to him. Yeah, so
Yeah, so I was fine with that. But overall, though, maybe just not what I had in mind for the style of match.
yeah, no.
Finish felt a little flat for me, in my opinion, but I think the angle worked for what it was with the pile driver.
Yeah, it was fine. Like I said, it sets up for the sixth person of it, probably at Wrestle Dream.
Mm-hmm. I think we could just say, yeah, not what maybe we wanted, but certainly not not like a complete stinker.
I could tell you this next match I was highly disappointed in.
Yeah, let's talk about it because I'm a little kinder to this one than I feel like a lot of people.
I'm not.
This is
I'm happy, but also,
yeah.
yeah.
I get it. I get it. So, let's talk about this. Eddie Kingston returning after, oh, God, 16 months?
Yeah, it was, they said 15 or 16 months he was out, yeah.
Yeah. Defeating Big Bill in 7 minutes and 21 seconds. Now, instead of going through this chronologically, I'm just going to point out the kind of big talking point here was that I feel like people are focused on the blown spots and not the connective tissue. So what I mean by that is, yeah, the Black Hole Slam looked really weird, and they did blow the finish completely. But when you watch everything else, what a Big Bill Eddie Kingston match looked like in my head. With it was a slugfest, and it was rough around the edges. It looked like a bar fight.
I'm happy my dog is back. I'm happy that Eddie Kingston beat him. Well, with a botched finish, but we won't talk about that. I don't care. Whatever. It's what it is. He's been out for 16 months. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to see him back. Just kind of was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talked about it. I was stoked. I was happy for this because Big Bill, he's getting a resurgence. Eddie Kingston coming back, cool. And I'm kind of interested to see what this new duo, because after the match, Brian Keith tried attacking Eddie Kingston. My boy, our other dog, Hook made the save. So now we're looking like we're getting a Hook and Eddie Kingston little team up, which is awesome. It's cool with me. But I don't know. I wanted a little bit more out of this. Like, not I just wish it ran smoother, I guess I should say.
Sure, yeah, and that's a fair criticism. So as far as the Hook Eddie stuff goes, I think that might be beneficial to both of them right now while Eddie's getting back in ring shape.
And same thing with Hook too, because he just got back from being concussed or whatever.
Yeah, and you can run a TV feud with Bill and Brian Keith like on Collision and kind of let everybody get reps. You know what I mean?
And then the inevitable heel turn with Hook turning on Eddie. Look at that, perfect. Writes itself.
Bunch of New York boys and then our bounty hunter from Texas. But yeah, I didn't hate this. I was just focused on like, hey, well, how's the leg? How's it gonna look? And like the first minute he's running the ropes. So as long as he's healthy, like I'm happy. This was house money regardless of how it went. I just want to make sure Eddie Kingston's like just fine to wrestle regularly again.
That's me. I just wanted him to be back on TV. Back doing it. Just I had a PTSD for a second when the lights went out, and I was like, I swear to God, if I hear Fozzy, I'm blowing my brains out.
Yeah, Canada show no Jericho.
Yeah.
It's pretty telling. But I think there's some things in this match I really like. I like how they kept building to the Exploder. But I guess my question is like, obviously it looks terrible when like Shivani's pointing out that he did miss and then pinned him anyways.
Oh, he missed.
Yeah. So you kind of set the example of trying shit again, like with the Black Hole Slam when it didn't work. Eddie Kingston's, he can improvise. I don't know why they he wouldn't have just hit him again, you know?
He heard we gotta go. That's what he heard.
It must have been, but for how long some of the matches on the show was, I don't think another 10 seconds would have.
Could just picked him right back up. Boom, did
Yeah.
it again, but it's fine. I mean, it's first match back. Knock the ring rust off. Hopefully, second match he'll be back. We're good.
Yeah, and I want to see him on TV again talking shit. Then we'll be all the way back. So maybe they're saving that for Collision, but yeah, onwards.
Redeem these nuts.
Yeah, for real. So we can keep going. Tables and Tacks was up next.
This match ruled.
Yeah, no, it did. Mark Briscoe getting the big win over MJF, 1921. Hell of a weekend for MJF, man. And I obviously still haven't seen the Mystico match, but I mean, all signs pointing to it being pretty sick. And also, like, Mystico ran the blade in Arena Mexico. That's a big no-no. They haven't allowed that in years.
It was almost instantly, I think, too.
They did not let anyone do that for years. So I think that just goes to show you, like, how...
He's Jesus.
Like, yeah, he really is. But from one bloodbath to the next, I love how they went about this match because MJF, he's an extremely over-the-top pro wrestler. Like, he's not necessarily, the subtlety guy.
Yeah.
So what we wanted out of this feud was, like, a really nasty blow-off. So they said, okay, how can we do this bloody final match, but in the most over-the-top way we possibly can? I don't know whose idea this was, but saying, hey, we're going to have Mark Briscoe cover the entire fucking canvas in thumbtacks. And what a visual that was.
It's like the minute the bell, I said, oh, he's doing the whole buck. Oh, it's the whole ring. Yes, let's do this. I was locked in.
Yeah, and I really like how they just treated the whole thing where they milked MJF. Actually, just the process of getting him into the ring was an ordeal. Cowardly heel shit, great. But then when he was getting the heat on, Mark Briscoe, man, this dude is an animal. He had thumbtacks in his fucking forehead.
Yeah. That was a visual for sure. And I watch a lot of deathmatch wrestling, but every time I see something that's pierced into somebody's head, I just always cringe every time. I remember watching, this is 100% sidetrack really quick, but I remember watching a YouTube documentary about CZW, and a guy had I don't know what they're called, like a rust pallet or a Gus pallet or something like that. It's just like a little circle thing. And he had it stuck in his head, and they were showing how to get it out. And ever since then, I was like, I can't do this. Nope. I still watch that. I still do it. I still watch it, but I'm just like, that anything that gets stuck in the head, I just can't.
I mean, this is like Thumbtack Jack levels of bullshit, but like they both have boots on, thankfully. Bryce had the big old oven mitts on, which was funny.
The goggles.
Too.
Don't forget the goggles.
Mark Briscoe, though, just the fact that he went through this and then wrestled again on Wednesday is insane. It's not like he took one bump. We're talking spine busters, Alabama slams onto the tag. His triple jump, like the Sabu tribute, he completely ate shit on that too.
Yeah.
Like MJF did not get the worst end of that whatsoever. But when you think about it, for Mark Briscoe to get his comeuppance, he has to be this empathetic. So we're watching him go through hell, and like when you know MJF's about to get what he deserves, like you're just waiting for it to happen. The one thing I will ask, how do they do this whole thumbtacks in the mouth thing without it like causing permanent damage?
There's no way. There's no way. Because he did it again in their promo tonight.
Yeah.
And why would you do that? I hate, there's no way. There's a lot of stuff that I wonder, and which is great still in my, 30s. There's still stuff that I'm like, how do you do that?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's just something that they take the pain of, to be 1,000% honest. And that's your
respect.
Because you're not bending the tips down like you do barbed wire on those.
When MJF finally did eat shit, it's the catharsis you want. He obviously had the foresight to wear solid white, which helped. And
with the white gloves.
Yeah. which obviously helped visually. And I love how they were still able to like take something so batshit crazy and over the top, but still milk pro wrestling sensibilities out of it. Like how much they got out of teasing the table spot. Which by the way, this is where that HDR came in. They did a close up shot of the table, and like you could see the arena lights bouncing off of all the individual thumbtacks, which I thought looked awesome. And maybe with lesser cameras, you wouldn't have gotten that effect. So shout out HBO for that one. But overall, really, really fun Plunder Brawl. And for how many gimmick matches were on this show, I think this one like was still able to feel different. And Mark Briscoe winning with the J Driller was kind of the perfect way to end this feud.
That was a perfect fairy tale ending, I guess you could say, with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, like, shout out Mark Briscoe finally getting that big win. That's what I'm.
Yeah. Huge win on pay per view. Not a lot of people will get to pin MJF. So, I mean, I know he's lost like 3 big matches in like a month, but he's obviously taking a little bit of a break. But this isn't like Hangman's the world champion. Mystico's one of the most protected wrestlers on the planet. But Mark Briscoe, I think somebody who is always looking to elevate younger guys, but hear him getting the big win felt a whole lot good. So I'm really happy about it. I just thought this was a blow-away success. Moving right along, I guess this was something that was always going to be in a death spot. I don't necessarily know if I would put it here, but what they're now calling the Demand, Gates of Agony and Ricochet defeat the Hurt Syndicate, that being Shelton, Lashley, and MVP, 13:42. For this kind of being where it's at on the card, though, I actually thought this over-delivered.
Oh, yeah, they. Anytime the Hurt Syndicate, or anytime I think the Hurt Syndicate are in a dead spot, they're like, I'll show you.
This was sick, dude.
Anytime you get Bobby Lashley and fucking Toa together, I'll talk about it tonight when they get Brody and Toa in there again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Toa is becoming one of my dogs. Like that's.
Yeah, man. Like
you don't mean the horses, so.
Yeah, we've been like very pro Gates of Agony on this show, and I'm just glad to see them just being around more. I think sticking with Ricochet, starting to age better as things go on. But as a match, clever booking here, just because they could have just done all the crazy shit that they did at the end, but they took their time in the first half, which I know some people were critical of, but I actually appreciated it because everything they did in the beginning of the match ended up playing into the finish, which is like, that's kind of what you should do. So when you had MVP under all that legwork, and I understand, you know, you're coming off of a wild match like Briscoe MJF. Some AEW fans probably aren't going to want to sit through legwork, but hear me out on this one. They do all that, and what that's doing is showing how cohesive Gates of Agony have become as a team with Ricochet. And then, fast forward to the finish, MVP's setting up to do his finisher, but the leg that he plants with was the one that was worked over the whole match. So that's just good psychology right there. Because then it ended up biting him in the ass, and then, you know, he ends up getting pinned. However, on the surface level, though, all that shit that happened on the outside in, like, the last third of this match was insane.
Yeah. Like, I kind of figured going into this match that MVP was going to be... I don't know if we talked about last week, but I remember MVP was going to... I felt like MVP was going to be the guy taking that pin anyway.
Yeah, sure.
But it was still a solid match. I had no issues with it at all, to be honest.
Yeah.
Weird spot, though. I feel like this and you could have swapped this in the women's title match, maybe? Or maybe no, not the women's title match. The 3-way for the unified title. You should switch that and that, maybe. But either way,
I would just say this. Yeah, I would just say before we moved on, I understand why a match like this being like 14 minutes could be a little too long on a show where everything kind of went long. But seriously, go watch the just explosion by the timekeepers area at the end of this match. when Shelton does that step up knee and all hell breaks loose, and then like when you have Lashley and Toa Leona kind of resuming their match from last week, but in the timekeepers area, dude, it was so awesome. Like this just beast mode shit.
Yeah, like I said, anything with GOA, we're cooking, boy. And
Yeah,
anything with the
dude.
Hurt Syndicate, I'm cooking.
And then Ricochet did the damn in the same sequence, by the way, where like all the big dudes are doing power spots on the outside. Ricochet did that like is it the super tiger drop like the senton over the ring post?
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot
Yeah,
what he
this
calls it, but yeah,
that was wild, dude. It was wild, but I like how they just like established the limb work to play into the finish, but they got all the wild and crazy stuff in there at the end too. This was a lot of fun. A little bit of a sleeper hit.
I fuck with the Spirit Gun finisher too.
Yeah. Yeah, Ricochet. I think they cooled him off a little bit after Double or Nothing, but he's in a good spot. Like I think I'm digging the faction stuff right now.
Yeah, I fuck with it. I still feel like AEW has that New Japan trope where they feel like everyone has to be in a faction.
Yeah, there's a
Uh,
lot of them, but I think he will stand out more when the tournament comes around.
once Continental Classic rolls around or the Owen Hart Classic rolls around or Owen Hart Tournament rolls around, yeah.
Next up was the TBS title match: Mercedes Moné defeating Riho in 15:55. I felt really bad because you could hear a pin drop in the room for this.
Yeah, that was my fear going into this because I just we like Rio, but she's not on TV enough to build like a big backing. She only comes around like once every what few months, right?
Yeah, I mean she
And
had the major injury last year, which derailed a lot of things. So
I feel bad like it didn't I was in and out of this match, I'm not gonna lie, but it didn't seem like it was a bad match overall for what I seen. But
no,
not
I actually
it.
like this match. Yeah,
It's just got hit a horrible crowd reaction to it.
yeah. Crowd was super dead, but it was Riho who got them to wake up with all like the gross double stomps. And crowd even popped her when she like wrenched back on the single leg. I think Riho is actually driving a good deal of the reactions in this match. I thought this was good. I think this was a very another very solid pay per view defense for Monet. My issues with this match is actually with Mercedes, is because she did not register any of the leg work, and Riho kept going back to it. So when you're a lot of the offenses this match is driven by those big stomps and like the meteora off of the announce table, uh all of the hard work Riho's putting in to bring Mercedes down to size, because that's another interesting part of this match, and Danielson even pointed out on commentary, which I thought was cool. We're used to Mercedes being the smaller wrestler. She was not in this case, so the dynamics flipped. It's a very interesting one. I just wish that someone as good as Mercedes, someone as experienced as Mercedes, just took the limb work and reflected it a little bit more. But if you just like watch this and enjoy the fireworks, I had a lot of fun with this match.
I'll have to go back and dive in because, like I said, I was in and out a lot.
Yeah, if you can get over the silence at points, um, they were going hard, especially when Mercedes wanted to do a double stomp of her own, and Riho was able to like roll that into a single leg. Like that looked awesome. And just it was kind of what we were expecting, just really hard hitting. They're both obviously like really good at bumping. I just wish Mercedes kind of took the body of the match and just did a little bit more with it, but certainly not bad by any means. I actually thought this was a good match.
What day?
Yeah. Yeah. Now we get to the three-way, which was Okada successfully defending against Konosuke Takeshita and Mascara Dorada in 20 minutes and 55 seconds. I was just left a little cold by this. Like, I feel like I was not as receptive to this as many, but I want to hear your thoughts.
Wasn't bad. I just think I was tapped out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I said, I was doing a lot of shit. But I'm gonna have to go back and watch these two matches. I think because like going back, I honestly don't remember a lot from it. To be 1,000% honest, but I know they teased a lot of the Takeshita Okada stuff again. But I know they had my boy Dorada, who I'm becoming a fan of thanks to you know AEW a lot more now. Like he popped off a little bit, so
Yeah, we could talk about Dorada. I'm glad though that everybody walked away from this match like he was the element of the match where everybody kind of took a step back and like, wow, this guy's really good. I've been singing his praises for a while. We've loved his TV stuff, especially like the Beast Mornos match last week, for example. Um, it's weird. This was like they took the kind of AW three way, but they tried to fit it into. It almost felt like the Okada match structure, where they like really eased into it, but then when you got into that the last couple of minutes, everything went nuts. The thing with Dorada's performance in this match was I always talk about how he just goes out there and does whatever. Like he's very much at this stage of his career, he's trying a lot of shit. This was not that. This was a whole lot more mapped out, a whole lot more planned. Not that he was bad in it by any means. I did enjoy his performance, probably the most out of the three. Uh, just a little different from what I'm used to with him. But that's not bad. That shows he can accommodate to his opponents. The Okada Takeshita stuff, especially in the back half, was good. The Rainmaker reversal into the Blue Thunder Bomb that's been gifted to oblivion, like, yeah, that looked fantastic. And they're still teasing the singles match, so hopefully they're on the same page to get that over the line. But I thought this was a good match. I don't know necessarily if it was a great one in my opinion, but again, it was fun. 20 minutes though in the middle of this card, that might be where it lost me a little bit.
I think maybe that's why I was tapped out because I didn't really watch Mercedes. I felt like the Mercedes match. You said it was 15, right? Okay, yeah. So that one that was fine. I don't know. I think I was just tapped out during this one, but I was rejuvenated afterwards. But we'll get to it in a second. But
Oh yeah, we're gonna have fuck, dude. Man, before we wax poetic.
I feel like spoiler alert. The next match is gonna be my match of the night. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's mine. It's mine, and it's not close. But I'll just point out that you dropped off in the match before. This is smack dab in the middle of the card. These two matches, so I could totally see that drop off in energy. I would though give these two matches another chance. Form your own opinions on them again, because like this wasn't like they've done matches on these AEW shows where people lose their minds over them, and I just don't see it. This was one that I liked, I just didn't love. Put it like that. Like I think it's worth going back and checking out.
On paper, this looks like honestly, this is like a solid PWG match to me. So it's something right up my alley. But
Yeah, very much so. Let's get to it though,
yeah,
man.
that's fuck the boy. Put the kids to bed. It's the adult hours now. Let's go.
Jon Moxley defeats Darby Allin in the coffin match. 19 minutes, 19 seconds.
Yeah, 19 minutes of the best 19 minutes of existence. All right, let's get into it. From the moment the bell rang.
I don't even think the bell rang because Darby Allin was diving all over the place.
The moment Jon Moxley came through the crowd, it was
yeah. So I paid money for this show for this match, and this was one of the actual matches live where I had a window to like pay attention, and I was so grateful that I got to watch this live and I had nothing spoiled for me.
It's gonna get even better. Sorry.
So we do get this jump start. Darby rushes him through the crowd, and that's perfect for what this is. And obviously he does a coffin drop he loves doing that coffin drop above like the entrance, like where you come into the building from the concourse.
Jet spot.
Yeah. Yep. And Moxley doing well to catch him and all that. Production was pretty good throughout this show, I thought, but they had one really bad gaff during this match.
Yeah.
When they hopped over the barricade, they got Moxley not only getting his gig out, but they like got him blading his ear, and they had to like drop the camera under the staircase. But let's talk about this. Jon Moxley fucking bladed his ear.
If it bleeds, I'll do it.
Oh my goodness. And the thing too was like Moxley carried himself in this match. It was different from the Texas Death Match, but it was almost like the cracks in Moxley have been there for a long time. So he's wrestling this match like frustrated, if that makes sense. Like he's being nasty as fuck, but like you could tell, like just in his body language, he's just like, I can't put this motherfucker away. So by the time Death Riders do come out there and Marina starts loosening the bottom rope, I thought they were just gonna take the ropes off all entirely. Like I did not. I straight up.
I thought he was gonna choke him with the bottom rope, or with that do the bulldog choke or the hook choke with the ring bottom rope.
Yeah,
and then throw him in there.
The way that they started this match, I'm like, they might just straight up like destroy the ring. I mean, hey, they cleaned up the thumbtacks pretty quickly. They could do some remodeling there.
But then Darby gets a fork.
And I want to say it was before that where they go, we're ending this in the ring. The tope into the casket standing up, man.
Yeah,
talk about production fucking up the gig. The way that they framed this, and it just looks like Darby manifests into the screen, was so good. And the velocity on that dive too, man. And the crazy part is like Darby's always going to like put way too much shit behind his dives. That's what makes it great. These were steel caskets, I'm pretty sure. These were not the
these are
vampire
these are
wooden
those
ones.
These are those Undertaker 1990 Johns.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure these are steel caskets. So when you see him flying head first, like yeah, he's hitting steel. Like
yeah, when you see him just diving, coughing, missing, and then slamming his back into it, that's all steel. Ugh.
Yeah.
God, I love Darby Allin. I love Mox. Shout out. Mox is number 2 PWI wrestler, should be number 1. But
yeah,
it's fine.
It's kayfabe.
It's kayfabe anyway. Will Ospreay's number 10. So I'm happy. I'm just happy when I see the wrestlers I like make the cut. All right? That's all I care about.
Yeah. To me, I'll just say this before we talk about this match a little more. Whenever I see a list like that and I like disagree with something, like Joe Hendry was above Zack Sabre Jr., for example. You know, Zack Sabre Jr., who won the G1 and the IWGP, but
best like technical wrestler right now. But yeah.
Sure, one of them at least. I just go, you know what? This is why I'm glad that like I have a wrestling podcast and a channel and something like the Violent People 100, because you know, you can make your own list at the end of the day, and I enjoy doing that. So
that's what I like. That's why I like wrestling, because there's something for everybody. And one person's list isn't necessarily going to be our list, but we can still all get along for the common good of wrestling.
There you go. Yeah. So point being, hey, make that list, make that video, do that show. Like, have fun with it, and just make your own shit. That's the most gratifying part out of all this. But
don't get power bombed on the steel coffins or casket.
Don't get X-plexed on the fucking casket. Oh my god, dude.
Oh. That was great. Like, that's a good time. Yeah.
Darby eating shit is nothing new. But I can't believe that they find ways that I'm still shocked by it.
That still to this day, the scariest one was that body bag power bomb that Brian Cage did to him onto the ramp. Because how do you know when you're gonna land? You don't. How do you brace yourself?
Yeah, there's no way of telling, and he just said, fuck it. But Moxley kind of being in this state of mind, though, that's when things do start to go wrong. It's when Marina comes in, Death Riders come in, but they're not there for very long. That was the interesting part. So, like, okay, something's happening. I don't know what. You know, let's talk about some of the stuff in the ring, though. Darby having the foresight to hide the fork, hide the pipe. This is like the most prepared anybody has felt. And with Hangman beating Moxley, it just felt more of like sheer will and fate. Like, he's not losing this match. He has got to save the company.
Hangman was a fighting spirit. This is, I'm gonna murder you.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
I'm fighting Michael Myers. I'm trying everything I can to beat him. Like,
yes, and that's so awesome because it again it unlocks such a different side of him. Moxley showed cowardice, he showed fear, but just this whole demeanor of just like I don't know what I'm supposed to do to kill this guy. So then you get stuff like him jamming his fingers with the casket door, which that's such a simple thing to do. And what I love about something like that is like, look, I don't know what it's like to get awesome bombed into a coffin, but I do know what it's like to jam my fingers, and that shit hurts. Brilliant stuff. And also, I was kind of like, holy shit, like they're only doing the ear gig. But then when they got the fork out, Moxley then bleeding from the forehead and the ear, dude. Like my jaw was on the floor from this match visually.
Every second, every second, I loved it. This is better than the Avengers.
Yeah. So, if you before we get into kind of the big plot point here, if you love like just blunt force trauma in your wrestling and just really fucked up really fucked up bumps, whole lot of blood, they did it all here, and they were still able to make something like a casket match exciting. The near fall with the pipe genuinely got me. I just thought that was it.
When Darby put the pipe out to stop the casket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When he took the paradigm shift on, onto the coffin.
Mm-hmm.
Ow.
Dude.
Stop it.
Because the thing is, they had to be using steel because I feel like if they used wooden ones, they wouldn't have dented like that. Like, you just would have bounced off. And it probably wouldn't have been. It probably would have been a whole lot less safe. But you saw the physical impact. Like, you had that register because it just the door was falling off of the hinges because Darby was getting thrown into it so many times. We could talk about the big twist though. Death Riders are lurking, but then Moxley sends him to the back because he wants to do this himself. But obviously, they're always going to have something up their sleeve. Pac's back, looking like Austin Aries.
I say, is this one of them? Or I was like, is this one of the members of the Beatles? Yeah, looking crazy.
Awesome bomb to the.
He. Oh my god. Yeah, he comes back, kicks Darby in the face.
Yeah.
Picks him up. Fucking border tosses him over the fucking top rope onto the coffin outside. Darby bounces off this thing like a basketball. Oh, and then they weren't done. Like, no. I mean, nothing crazy happened other than putting him in a body bag. And then.
No, but this is the brilliant part about the finish. Put him in the body bag. But if you watch how Moxley shuts the door, he does like this like half-ass swing of his foot to barely shut the lid. And it's so telling. Like, yo, Moxley can't beat him, dude.
Yeah.
Like, this was bullshit. But the thing about that is, no, he can't. And that's what's brilliant because now, like, and then we'll get into the end of the show tonight. Like, I'm like, oh my god, Moxley's fucked. Like, he can't do it.
Yeah. What's he gonna do? Darby's not gonna quit.
Yeah, no. So, like, yeah, Darby lost, but Moxley's gonna get his comeuppance. And I got a whole lot more to say about it later. But easily match of the night. This is,
Yo, when Darby was doing those fucking Danielson foot stomps with the bag. Oh,
we didn't
God.
talk about the bag. I didn't know I had that in my notes. Brian hands him the bag to come full circle, which I think that was a nice way of Brian not getting physical.
And the way that he handed him the bag and then put his hands up like he was a fucking evil boss had me dying laughing.
Yeah, and also insane visual because at that point Moxley was bleeding from his forehead. It like smeared the inside of the bag
as he was kicking him in the face.
This was like just baffling to watch in the best possible way. It's one of my favorite AEW matches all year, and there's 6 Death Riders now. Nice little bit of symbolism because traditionally, when someone's carried out in a casket, it's 3 on each side.
Yeah.
So some pallbearer imagery there. No relation.
Yeah, you got Pac Star, aka the Beatles drummer, coming out there.
Yeah, dude, Ringo Pac, but
he looks like he gave his hair to Yuta.
Yeah, that's the source of his power now. Yeah, this is tremendous. Uh, I, it'll probably make my big list. Not sure where yet, because there's still so much I have to watch. But yeah, this was one of my favorite matches all year, and I cannot wait to see where they go next. And we weren't done on the night, but we will get to that in a little bit. You have
I
anything else on this one?
uh, just go back and watch it because like that. And then after this, I think was the I will say this is the only segment that I remember was the conglomeration one. Was after
Yeah,
this.
yes, and they're doing the whole "we're not telling you who it is, but we are telling you who it is," and that is that Orange Cassidy return was imminent. Which I'll tell you what, man, for losing Swerve and Osprey, who they've invested a lot into, you know, we were talking about it, having guys like Pat, Kingston, and OC all come back around the same time is huge.
And like we talked about, it feels refreshing.
Yeah,
Like it's
like
not
they're all
like
doing different stuff. Yeah.
yeah, they're all doing different. They're not doing the same stuff. Like, and it's awesome. Like we'll talk about it tonight, but like
Yeah, I mean OC's kind of back in like, but like in
yeah,
conglomerate. But the thing with conglomeration tags on TV is that's such a foolproof thing that I'm never gonna be like mad about it. But I have
no,
thoughts on that we'll get to a little bit later because I kind of noticed what they were doing with that. Yes, and then I had also down I had that segment down, and then I also said they're still rocking with the AI Wrestle Dream flyer, which is a bummer, but that is what it is at this point.
anyway, that's what it is. We're gonna get a sick ass match at Wrestle Dream. I don't care. Give me to me, baby.
So we're talking about death spots. I feel like that for what they did with the women's four way, it should have been somewhere else on the card.
It should have been, but I feel like the ending made up for it.
Yeah. So this was As I Live and Breathe. Chris Statlander defeats Tony Storm, Jamie Hayter, and Tekla in 11:59 to win her
That's
first AEW Women's World Championship. 4 fucking
fucking
years overdue.
go.
Nice little nod to the purple gear. Was a direct callback to the Brit match, which was the last time she challenged for this belt. Which that just sounds insane, but then when you do take into consideration two major injuries in that time span, and a TBS title run as well. But
Oh, and then she's an alien again.
yeah,
Kind of.
well, I think the whole goal was to do the kind of throwback look, harken back to her the beginning of her run to kind of come full circle.
She's an alien again, and we're gonna get the dancing alien again. Okay, a guy can dream. I just want a little dancing alien guy. Right?
Oh
But
yeah, I forgot
remember
about
that?
that. Yeah, that dude's sick.
But I am so. I texted you. I was like, "Let's go!" Like she did it. Like it's
Yeah,
4 years overdue, but I'm happy she did it. Like
yeah.
now's the time. Fuck it, pull the trigger.
I just hope she has like a good reign.
I
Uh,
feel like she's going to with what happened tonight. So
on this match though, not bad by any means. It's clear that but I think besides the Eddie match, this was the shortest match of the night,
yeah.
and they just went sprint style with it.
To be fair, didn't care about the match other than the ending. Not even gonna try to lie. Like,
I just had a couple takeaways from it. The crowd did not clock the Jamie Hayter Tony Storm face off because Hayter lost the belt to her. Never got the chance to get off an injury. You know what I mean? So playing off that, Jamie Hayter looked fantastic in this match. By the way, she was
I'm a big
just
hater fan. I wish she was on TV more.
this felt like a real return to form. I like the Mercedes match a lot, but post concussion, I mean, this was her just steamrolling people, looking like a total beast. Big spot for Tekla as well. I think they just wanted to kind of just put these names and faces out there. But for all that they couldn't do, they did nail the finish. Chris winning with Wheeler Yuta's seatbelt pin, in which he had the little run in before the match started, which started to plant those seeds of doubt that maybe Chris joining the Death Riders was for real. But she still won the match on her own merit. She just used Yuta's hold.
Yeah.
Tony is probably gonna have another mental breakdown. So we'll
Yeah,
see how that
I guess
works.
she was looking at the end where she was just really stunned. But yeah, it's gonna. I can't wait.
I would say though, Tony's reign ending, I feel like, should have been a bigger deal, especially with someone like Chris finally getting to the top of the mountain. So that's why I thought the placement was a little bit weird. But Tony's run, I think, it was one of the most important in company histories as far as like, she's the one in this division now. So
That's your OGs right there, and then your tag champs are a team you formed together. So I like it. It's all just refreshing. It's nothing like same old shit that we're used to, kind of. So
yeah, I think the champions are all actually in a good spot right now, and I voiced my concerns with when you have Tony and Mercedes on these like very long, like unbeatable runs. Uh, I'm glad they addressed that, just because they still need to build somebody up who like, the Mercedes matches are gonna hit. So it's like, when you're flying in like a guest like Momo or Riho's coming back from injury, and you're not taking the time to like build anybody up. I guess they did it with Windsor, but still that was a TV defense. So they need a credible challenger for her. But now with Chris, like this whole scene feels refreshed, especially with how they've kind of dropped her into this main event scene. But yeah, I'm just excited. And long may she reign. She's earned it, and when she's healthy, she's consistently one of the best in that division. So we're happy for her. Not a single person, man.
and that's what woke the crowd up, popped on. And again tonight too, when she won, same thing. So, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
I'm happy she got it.
yeah. They must be listening to our show because
They are.
I've
They need to write us because
we've been complaining and very critical of Statlander's booking all year. So I'm happy she got this.
well, I feel like they're listening to us because this and then what happens in this next match, they're definitely listening to us.
Oh yeah, we booked what happened here.
Oh, well, kind of. We
Yeah,
got
a little bit, yeah.
Makes sense, but I'm glad the titles are on the line, but are involved in this rather.
Yeah. So, AEW World Tag Team Title four-way ladder match. Brodito successfully defend in 24-34. Now we said this could have really have gone anyway, but they're still rocking with Brodito, which I'm cool with. They still got some left in the tank there. I think eventually they're gonna strap the rocket to Bandito, but it's not that time yet. That's okay. Brody King's winning stuff still, so hey, like that's again another thing we've wanted all year. So I'll be real, I think I'm just kind of numb to the ladder matches right now. Not saying that this wasn't a lot of fun. Not saying that this was bad by any means, but it's just kind of like, yeah, it was a fun car crash.
Good crash spots. One in particular, Speedball tried to kill Hechicero.
Ultimate Weapon on the ladder bridge, dude. What the fuck? Like just deranged behavior.
You're just trying to break his neck is what you're trying to do. Yeah.
I also love that the one leg slipped through the ladder rung. I thought that looked really cool in general. Speedball, man, took a beating in this match.
Yes, he did.
Holy shit, dude. Like, every big bump, it seemed like.
Is he the one that took the Gonzo bomb through the ladder?
I believe so. I think the one big spot that stands out to me that he didn't take was the sunset flip that Bandito did. But they were going nuts. I liked the bit in the kind of first couple minutes of the match where the Bucks kind of coerced Don Callis' family to work with them, and then obviously when they had a chance to try to steal the match, that was funny. Hechicero didn't get to do too much in this match, but he did get to do the surfboard on the ladder bridge, so I'm glad we got one little crazy lucha thing in there. But yeah, this was I feel like this was Brodito's match though. At the end, they were dictating a lot of the madness, and they still got the win. Don't really have too much else to say on this, but yeah, it's a fun thing. But I think we do got to get into this angle, though.
The best part happens after the match.
Your boy is back in AEW after an 8-month absence. Almost 9 months. No, he hasn't been on AEW. I was thinking of that New Japan match. So yeah, almost a year. Jack Perry's back on TV, and I'll be damned, they did the right thing. I thought instead of him just being back with the Young Bucks, the Bucks tried to turn on him instead of whatever Perry was threatening them with. And holy shit, dude, Jurassic Express is back. Luchasaurus threw out the kill switch belt, and Tarzan Boy is playing.
Uh, I never heard someone pop for a theme song. That theme song returned before, but yeah, man, I think it was the right call to do. To be honest, like,
Yeah,
uh,
100%.
really things didn't plan out like they should have. Like they, not should have, but things didn't plan out. Shit happens. Bring him back. Get this to go. Get him back on TV. You know, boom. Like I just feel like this is the right call for both of them because Luchasaurus really wasn't doing much after splitting him up with Crit. So
Mm-hmm.
but
I think this was a good way to get just good energy around them both, but especially for Jack Perry. And I I absolutely hated the scapegoat run. I like regardless of like the optics of it and like how much they like relied on the Punk stuff. Get that stink off of him.
I liked it after they like tried not to make it the Punk thing, and they just kind of made it like he was. I mean, he was still called the scapegoat, but he came out in a goat's head kind of thing, and it was just
Mm-hmm.
like different. I like that because it
Mm-hmm.
was he was trying to get like you could. I think he was just trying to get away from that. I hope.
But I think this was the best way to do it though, because
I feel like this was like I guess redemption arc here, but I feel like if you notice when they both went on the fucking ropes and did their pose or whatever,
mm-hmm.
just the happiness that man looked like this was like being accepted by the fans again kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think you just need to just move on. Look, you tried something, it didn't work.
Yeah, try something work and in wrestling it happens.
Yeah, and like look,
Happens in life too. Shit,
you gotta have him coming out there with the furry boot covers and like on Luchasaurus' shoulders now or anything like that. But it's like,
you could be Jungle Man.
yeah, like just get him back in the tag scene, have some fun matches, and just do something different. Because again, it didn't work.
And, and we're
So
not saying bring back Marco Stunt. You don't gotta do all that. No offense, Marco Stunt. It's
yeah,
not
it was
my
just
not,
like you got an opportunity here to just get back on track, do something better, do something a lot less dependent on other people.
yeah.
Be yourself. So
I'm interested. They'll be back next week, so I'm interested to see what happens.
yeah, yeah. So moving on, main event time. Hangman
Yeah,
Adam.
damn, this match was long as fuck. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, it was. Hangman Adam Page defeats Kyle Fletcher to successfully defend the AW World Championship. 38 minutes and 10 seconds.
Oh wait, we forgot to talk about Darby Allin setting Mox on fire.
Excuse me, I was getting all caught up in TV with the whole Dynamite
Yeah,
anniversary. Yeah, so Death Riders pull away. They still got Darby in the body bag. Moxley's trying to prove a point. Yeah, how the turntables. Somehow Darby Allin's bleeding now. I did not see him bleed in the match. He was bleeding here. Yeah, he just was yelling all kinds of shit. Lights the body bag on fire.
yeah, yeah. Just sets it on fire. That's it.
So that immediately told me we're far from done with this, but
I could tell
I
you it didn't go in the direction I thought it was going.
fire, man. I was like
That was me.
every time they do an insane match, I'm like
That was me.
maybe they're gonna do fire.
Because like what happened here was setting it on fire, and then later on tonight, I was like, oh, they've never done one before. I don't think.
Like an inferno match.
Yeah, I was like, do one.
I loved how like the security was pulling Darby away, and he was like, "Burn, motherfucker, burn!"
Yeah, he's like, die, please die.
Yeah, and it just told me that we're not done with this by any stretch, but you
And
do
I'll
have to
lock in.
question how far are they willing to go. And normally that's like almost a concern of like, hey, you don't want to overshoot it, do anything wacky. Some people weren't into the fire. I personally was. Uh, with these two in particular, it's like it's genuinely like scary. Like, what are they going to do in this in the next match? And I would just assume after Saturday and tonight, the Missouri Athletic Commission will allow fire because I can't imagine them being so heavy-handed with it to have it not appear in the match. But we got a couple weeks until then. Yeah, we'll have a whole lot more to say in a little bit. Let's get into this main event, though. Adam Page does successfully defend against Kyle Fletcher. 38 minutes, 10 seconds. If I'm not mistaken, I didn't go through every card. I think this is the longest AEW match this year.
It fucking felt like it.
It was longer. It was longer than the Texas Death Match. It was longer than Kenny and Takeshita. Yeah, this was it was longer than a cage match.
I feel like
from last
did
month.
this on purpose and it didn't work. You don't need to do this. Stop it. Like,
Yeah, I really don't know how to feel about this because you know me, like I'll straight up tell you, like, yeah, too long. Like the Osprey Hangman match, which again, this was like 3 minutes longer than that. I was like, too long, too much stuff. I just had a hard time. Like I was tuning in and out of it. The thing is here though is that they were letting shit breathe, and maybe it was just too much of just going back to the same points because it was a neck work match because they set that precedent with how many times Fletcher put Hangman through the table. And I don't hate these ideas because when I went back to this and I saw 38 minutes, I'm like, oh god, maybe they probably just did the Osprey match again. But they didn't. This was way different, and I liked a lot of what they were doing. But yeah, 40. I don't think like an AEW match should be going 40 minutes.
oh, jeez, no, not on a 5 hour pay. First of all, never, but especially when you already had to sit and do a 5 hour long pay per view.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I did try to really open my mind to it though, and I do have some bullet points. I do appreciate Hangman rocking the kinesio tape because to like kind of give you that telegraph of like, yes, Fletcher's gonna go after the neck, which he did. And all the gnarly bumps, again, they took their time, they let shit breathe, but it may have just, maybe just been too much of it. I thought production were on their shit for this match. They played with the main event lighting a little bit. I could take that or leave it. But when they did these table spots, they purposely positioned the camera to where you couldn't see the point of impact. So it did look like that these guys were just getting dropped on their heads.
is it the drop? He did a kick, I think. But I think Hangman did a moonsault or something, and Fletcher kicked him.
Anti-air, yeah.
That spot was awesome. And then the spot on the apron, too, where like he side kicked Hangman, like he super kicked him, but the way that he looked, how it was shot, looked like he kicked him dead in the side of the head. Yeah.
Yeah, like camera crew was on their A game for this one.
And like, I'm not trying to say like this was a bad match. It wasn't. It was long, and I was already.
Yeah, it's just too long.
Yeah, because I love Kyle Fletcher. He's gonna be the next champion. Not next. He's gonna be a champion.
I would be shocked if he doesn't win the C2.
Yeah, like he's for sure gonna be one of the next in line because this kid's got it. Like,
let's talk about that because they're doing the whole "you're not ready" stuff. But my issue with that is I don't think anybody actually believes that. Like we all know what this match is. Like I want to go back to just two of the big spots though with the production thing. Like they did the brainbuster in the timekeeper's area and the dead eye through the table, and you couldn't see the point of impact, and not in the way that made it look phony. It just looked like, oh god, like it looked nasty on on both times. Some things that I didn't care about in this match. I didn't care about Hangman taking Kenny's moves or Swerve's moves.
Well, so they both did it, right? Because he did Hangman and Swerve's moves, and then Fletcher did Osprey's.
Sure.
So it's like they do that frequently though, and that's why I kind of like I don't really I didn't mind it when he did it in the Texas Death Match, like when Hangman did. I think he did him right. Swerve's
Hey,
moves, I think.
yeah, and that was more of a direct parallel.
That's what I'm saying. I liked it when he
Yeah,
did it there. I didn't like here. I can you're overdoing it at that point to me.
especially for well, like if Hangman's being presented, in sports terms as the favorite,
Yeah.
right? And this is more of a litmus test for Fletcher. How far can he go? Why would Hangman have to resort to a one wing angel and a V trigger? You know what I mean?
And also Fletcher took out Kenny.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So like could that be too?
Yeah,
Because
more of a fuck you. Yeah, I got you.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. I guess I'm more open to it then. Um,
But I do
Other
see
than
your
that,
point.
though,
I do see
yeah,
your point though. Like on the other
yeah,
side of it, I do see like why would he have to use someone else's shit if he's the
yeah,
best? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Storytelling wise, it kind of makes sense if you look back at it.
yeah. Okay, hey, that's why we have these discussions. Point shit out to me. You know what I mean?
And
So,
you point shit out to boom. That's what we're
right,
here for,
yeah,
baby.
yeah, yes, sir. It's been a good one. My only thing though with kind of the whole ending of the match, I honestly think that the Avalanche Dead Eye should have been the finish.
Yeah. Um,
That looks so awesome.
you uh I like the fucking brainbuster he did on the timekeeper table.
Yeah, that was
like
sick.
or the tombstone on the floor. These two, like I said, these two are just way
Like
too
they're going
long.
nuts. They're going nuts. Yeah, but this honestly could have been like 15 minutes shorter.
Yeah, like you don't need the marathon, man. You could have gave us a sprint and we would have still enjoyed it. Like,
Yeah.
man,
So I look forward to going back to their TV match because again, I said I was not like fully dialed in when that happened back in the spring, but I think these two do have good chemistry. I'm sure it's not the last time we'll see them wrestle, but I think so. Like I understand why a match like the Texas Death Match would go 30 plus because that's like for lack of better words,
that's end game.
it's end game. That's your Mania main event, right? Like that's the biggest match of the year, biggest story blow off of the year. For this being an impromptu defense, uh, going 38 minutes on a 5 hour show, I just don't think that was the right move. But again, it wasn't bad. It's just way too fucking long. And honestly, that's kind of how it kind of sums up my thoughts on the show. I actually liked a whole lot of this show. It was just really long.
That's my issue. And uh, and what's crazy is because they paced the last couple pay-per-views really well, and this one was just like, whoa, it felt you could tell you felt like All In was long, but it didn't feel like it was. Like it paced great. It was awesome. This you could tell was it was just like, man, we're dragging here. Like we're
Yeah, the only thing with All In that I think kind of bogged down the runtime was the two casino matches too, going like half hour. But that's more of a structural thing that I think that they need to work around. Now,
if you want to hear our review, you can go back in our archives, check it out.
yes,
Uh,
yes, sir, yes, sir. I want to just throw one idea at you here, or I guess one thought. Not more. It's more of a thought than an idea. So going forward, no afternoon shows for the rest of the year. Wrestle Dream, Full Gear, World's End, all Saturday night shows. And when you do Saturday nights, they have a hard cutoff of 11:59 Eastern. So I think we're gonna be done with the 5 hour shows for a while.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, yeah. So I think the only one that they went over with was Dynasty. Yeah, man. but I'm thinking
Don't
though
remind
that
me.
yeah, yeah. Well, hey, I'll tell you what, that ended up working out though, because
Yeah, it was all it worked out, but
in the moment when it was like this is a Sunday show getting done at like midnight. Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah,
I gotta work in the morning. Like,
right. I think I had to be up early the next morning too. That was rough. But point being, I think that they are not going to have so much leash with the run times going forward. Even if it is an extra 20 minutes or half hour, I would be shocked. But I'm not outruling it with AW. But yeah, we're getting 7 p.m. starts for the rest of the year. So yeah, overall though, I thought this was a good show. Just yeah, it's too long.
yeah, not a bad show. Entirely, like I said, I got to put it in perspective. I got home at like 5:30 Central Time. The main event was still going on. The show started at what time?
Show started at 2.
Yeah, the main event was still going on at 5:30. No, thank you.
And quite honestly, there was like not a ton of segments. The segments that were there got time on Dynamite, but this was like I really enjoyed tonight's TV because it just didn't feel like there was a lot of bullshit.
I always enjoy that Dynamite after a pay per view because it's never a bullshit show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So
saying? Like they always continue, or they're continuing, or they're building new stories.
hmm
One thing that happened, or one thing that didn't happen that I thought was possible. I thought Britt Baker was coming for some reason. They were in Pittsburgh, you know.
yeah, they were. This was at the Oakland Zoo, University of Pittsburgh. Hail to Pitt. That's um my family's from here, so
Hell yeah! Shout out,
special place. Man, my aunt went to Pitt.
shout out, Mac Miller.
Yeah, yep. Shout out Mac. And getting into without getting into like Serbian Orthodox semantics, my cousin gave me a call. He was telling me about all the advertising for the show. Their like soccer team did a Death Riders collab shirt, which was sick. Um, yeah. Point being though, this was the September 24th episode of AW Dynamite coming from University of Pittsburgh. September 24th, it's my brother's birthday. So shout out Mill. I hope you had a good day.
Happy birthday, Mill.
And I did pull up the actual calendar to visualize this. So we only have 3 TVs until the next pay-per-view.
Yep.
So 3-week build, we're already on track. I don't think we gotta go too long on Dynamite because, like I said, not a lot of bullshit on here.
We just
We get
breeze
right.
through the matches.
Yeah,
We're having a great time. This all out was all like a
yeah,
good. This was
yeah.
awesome. It was a good show.
It was a good show, which started with Hangman cutting a promo backstage, how he did the open challenge. That we'd get to a little bit later. But opening match, I was actually surprised with how this went. Brodito defending their belts against GOA, so we are up for this one. These are kind of all of our guys here. I will just say on this match, I was actually surprised with the booking of this match because we know that Bandito is like a freak of nature with his strength. But I feel like for the first time in the Brodito run, this was the most where it felt like the little big dynamic.
Yeah, especially at the beginning of the match when he was up against Toa.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, he little brothered him pretty much. So,
hmm
but yeah, no, I fuck with like these are all our guys. Nothing too crazy. I did like the ending. It was kind of like a tandem ending. It was kind of cool. I always fuck with tandem endings.
Yeah, and I would just say, it was interesting seeing Brodito work this type of match because they've been very much like fireworks guys. I mean, Bandito's just he's so good at it, right? Brody can fit. Brody's a great utility wrestler. He can do whatever you ask of him, like within his own skill set. I mean, like he's not doing no mat classics, but like he doesn't have to. Point being though, like this was a lot more traditional tag structure where they got their heat on Bandito and you built to like when Brody can come in and House of Fire it, right? And I think that just shows their range, like as a team, because they've been kind of just been roll out there, have a really exciting bomb fest, and move on. This was a little bit different, you know. This was they got a lot of time, and they built to everything, and it was just a really solid TV match, I thought.
Oh yeah, us we're anytime Brody's on my TV, I'm locked in. Uh, I just want to see another Brody King and fuck it, Toa Leona just lock up. Honest. Give me that
Yeah,
all day.
yeah. I will not say no to that.
But the ending was sick though when they did the he did the dive and then the 21 plex on. So that was pretty sweet. So.
Yeah, yeah. But I think just you're seeing them make strides as a team, having different types of matches, showing their range. And I thought that was I was surprised by that. Not that I mean, hell, I love both of them, but I mean, it was just really refreshing to see them try something different and giving Gates of Agony this much time as well. You know.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if GOA win them belts from Brodito.
Hey, maybe in like the next year, I would think that'd be really cool. I think they'll get those trios belts before they do anything else.
Yeah, I can see that too, especially with Ricochet being in the. I just feel like they're gonna. I just feel like they're gonna put a singles title on them before they put their trios titles on.
Maybe, but hey, the fact that he's in the mix with
Either
all
way,
that,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because like I was thinking about like me and my buddy Josh, friend of the show.
Shout out.
We're talking about how like imagine where Ricochet was like what 2 years ago, 3 years ago, somewhere around there. Like he was still getting
like
predominantly
20.
like he was still getting predominantly shown. He was like Intercontinental Champion, but like he didn't get to be his this where he could be himself.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah. This is night and day.
yeah, like I can only like so we were talking like imagine if he was doing this over there like in the WWE, like and it's just crazy to think I'm a guy he found his niche and I'm glad
Yeah, yeah.
because
Yeah. So
I've always liked Ricochet like dude's insane so
this run's been awesome and like still just finding exciting things to do. Um, so Alicia was at the show. MJF was not. So that's interesting. But she was interviewing Conglomeration, and they were just doing like pouring it on heavy. Like Orange
I
Cassidy's coming back. But we're not
I,
saying it.
I laugh the part that got me was Kyle O'Reilly calling her Jane.
Yeah,
Oh, that part had me dying. I said, "Oh, you got me. You fucking got me." Like, this was a good It was a good vignette or a good backstage segment because it was just
yeah.
funny. I like shit like this.
Conglomeration they're just like the vibes faction, man. Like, you got Harley Graham in the mix now, and it's awesome.
Wait, I'm just waiting because Roddy's gonna knee the fuck out of Orange Cassidy because they don't like each other. So
Oh yeah. Hey, if we get heel Roddy again, I'll never say
I'm
no.
waiting. Please give me and then come out the
Yeah.
misery signals one time for the one time.
Just once for us, man. That'd be so awesome.
Like, nothing against End of Heartache, but
Yeah.
go on.
Victim of Target, dude. That's all time. Uh, another backstage interview out of the break. This was Statlander doing. Hey, she got me with that red herring
Yeah.
because keeping Harley at arm's length. I think we were all thinking like, oh my god, she's gonna kill this poor girl.
Oh, they got me. I will say that.
And the very, very, very stark change in demeanor when she was like, well, things move fast when you make decisions as far as her standing with the Death Riders. But we'll unpack that a little bit later. Moving along though to the Open Challenge, Lee Moriarty, Pittsburgh boy, getting to wrestle world champion in his hometown. That's pretty cool. And I actually really like what they did with this because Hangman just came off of this match where super high impact, getting the neck worked over, and when you're putting him in a match where for the until like kind of the run in, right? Lee's doing his scientific stuff, his technical work. Just from a practical point of view, it's a good way to get Hangman out there without having him like kill himself again.
He's another person I wish was predominant. I know he's on Ring of Honor, but him and Shane Taylor, I wish were on my TV more too.
And honestly, Shane Taylor versus Hangman would be like a perfect TV match.
And
Yeah.
I love Shane Taylor. Oh
Yeah.
man, I'm a big Shane Taylor guy.
Severely underrated.
So like big man that can move like a cruiserweight damn near. Like
Mhm.
bro is so talented. Like and I'm glad that side note, I'm glad they finally got belts on them. Ring
Yeah,
of Honor, like so.
yeah,
Yeah, man. But yeah,
yeah,
I like this match. I like Lee. I love Lee Moriarty, and like you said, it's a good way to get Hangman on your TV after a pay per view.
yeah. And then without is such a punishing like style of match. But I did really like this. I love the match styles, showing Hangman's range a little bit too, having to like work his way out of these scenarios while Moriarty's gonna find his way out of all kind of stuff. So when they were doing that, I like how many times he like slipped out of the dead eye, and they built. It was a natural progression to just build to that as the finish. Very solid TV defense, and just awesome to have Lee on TV, man. Tiger style, we're big Tiger style guys here. So yeah,
So
yeah.
Rumble,
So
Batman. Well, is that one guy still with them? What's the Anthony Agogo?
I
Is it?
think so.
Hell yeah, I like that guy too.
Yeah.
I don't know
So
why. He only wrestled one match, but I fuck with him.
yeah, no, they're a cool stable, but what was next? Oh, next was the so Edge is gone now again.
That's what I'm hearing.
Can we get a Christian Dax singles?
Well, like, I mean, this is just I'm assuming set up for the sixth person, but I don't know. It's just weird timing because he just left. Or he just came back. So
Yeah. Again, that could all just be a ruse, or maybe they're
yeah,
gonna do some. They might do some angle with Christian where he needs help, and then
and,
he's like,
well, and they kind of made that kind of interesting because he said, "I'm gonna go take care of my wife," and he says, like, "I don't have a family anymore. Go take care of yours," And he's like, "No, you got family," and they shook hands. So yeah, like that's kind of like they're gonna come back and help. Like what I feel like is gonna happen is they're gonna be getting beat. He's gonna get beat down by all three of them, and then Beth and Edge will come out and yada
yeah,
yada yada. But if this means that we get a Christian Dax singles, I'm down.
that's got like a sick collision main event written all over it.
Oh, for sure. Like they gotta do something because like uh, you got 3 weeks if you're gonna do it at Wrestle.
Yeah, like they got to start like this is I think the fastest turnaround between shows in a while for them. So at least it's like maybe Revolution to Dynasty. That was a couple of weeks. So they gotta get going on this stuff. But
Well, it wasn't like that one time where they did All In and then turned around 2 weeks later and did All Out. So.
yeah, that was last year, if you can believe that. Not exactly top of the hour, but nearing it. We got the FTR promo, which I figured would get plenty of time, and they're kind of doing the real shitty, underhanded, apologetic shtick. This is just playing into what you keep saying the mixed tag, and so Willow stepping in was a little strange,
So
but
I remember earlier I said I wanted to double back to a part. This is the part I
yeah,
was gonna double back on. Why did Willow come out here?
yeah, I don't know. I guess at first I'm like, wait, is Willow taking the pile driver?
So that was what I thought. I said, "Yo, they're."
She
I
seems like she'd be
I
game for it.
I said if they pile drive Willow Nightingale, I will lose my mind right now. Like
I mean, if you want heat,
that's what I'm saying. If you want
like
to,
Willow's the most beloved
but
person there.
not to say that it's not too far out of realm of possibility
Yeah.
because Willow slapped Stoke and the camera didn't get it, but after so Jet Speed comes out later on and they get into a little smog or FTR, but they don't show it on the screen. They missed it. Was Stokes so mad and he was doing the throat cut gesture to Willow.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah, so I'm thinking like it might not be out of the realm. She's gonna take that power driver or give her a shatter machine. Oh, for the love of God, give her.
Yeah.
Because I'm like
Well,
Willow will take it. It's fine. Uh,
yeah. Yeah, no,
but
Willow's a beast. So
this is the part that I was talking about. Like Willow comes out and it was just like talking about how like Beth Phoenix did all this for the. And I'm not saying she didn't do a lot for women, like she didn't, but I feel like you're giving her a lot of
It was
credit.
very heavy-handed, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I get it, but um,
I mean, she seems like someone that's like revered though.
yeah, no, and I'm not
So,
saying like I said, I'm not saying she's not. She's probably like awesome. She's probably like an awesome role model for that. But I was like, yo, maybe it's just me, but I can't tell you. Like, maybe I just didn't watch back then. I know I did, but there really wasn't any like memorable Beth Phoenix things for me that I could point out. I'm not trying to be rude about it. I just can't.
yeah, but I'm not surprised if she does get a match or two here and there.
But yeah, they're definitely gonna
So
get the use out of her.
yeah,
Like they didn't
so
just bring her back for the sick spear on Stokely.
hmm so we'll see where this goes. I'll tell you what though, man, I really like the FTR Jet Speed match from Chicago. So I'm looking forward to this rematch. It's not been announced yet, but I mean, come
It
on.
was just so weird. Like this had nothing to do with anything that they were talking. Like
No, it just seemed
I
like what baby
yeah,
faces do we have that aren't doing nothing?
and I get it. Like you need like a detour wait until Edge comes back or Cope comes back. So
Mm-hmm.
I get it, but I'm not mad about it because I love Jet Speed. So and I love FTR. So anything they do, I can't be wrong.
I'll throw out a random question here too. If Speedball super kicks you with shoes on, do you think it's like more powerful or nerfed?
I feel like it's nerfed. I feel like it's a
Yeah,
cushion.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
without them boots, you're taking those cloud hoppers to your face,
yeah,
and
yeah. I was like, damn, Speedball out here, and it looked like forces.
and
Um,
furthermore, I just remember something. One time when I was like, we were, I think we were at Impact. He tried kicking my foot for a high five.
oh yeah, were you like down there, like on the
Yeah,
barricade?
and I moved my hand so quick because I know that was gonna hurt. You ain't getting me. No sir. I'll dap you
uh,
up, but don't kick me with
yeah,
your foot.
yeah. Uh,
But that was all. That was just my little tangent. Like I didn't. It felt all very heavy handed, and like I didn't understand why Willow came out here. I get it. Like the only thing I can think of is, she's sticking up for her friend Cope, maybe.
mhm.
So I get it, and then hey,
Yeah,
I'm
because
mad because Willow's on my TV. So
yeah, and she was at his side through like all the Death Rider stuff. So
yeah, so it makes sense, and like
yeah,
then Jet Speed coming out because you need that. Would you say
they're
they're
just
probably? Would you say they're the
baby.
top babyface team right now? Like team wise, other than
Other than Rodito, yeah,
yeah, as well as saying other than champs, like not champs not included, but like
yeah. I would say so.
yeah,
Yeah.
so because I feel like yeah, cause I'm trying to think out of my time. You don't really have that strong babyface tag team,
Hmm.
so like it works. Have to go against a strong heel, like probably the best heel tag team you got going right now.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm excited for that match. It hasn't been announced yet, but I'm sure it will. If it's not going to be Saturday, it'll be next week. So, um, now we gotta get into this Don Callis business because we thought he was gonna
Hold on, one
bring out
second,
another one of his.
1 second. The MJF promo where he was chewing on thumbtacks.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought this was a good promo.
Oh yeah, I can't wait till he comes back and he's just an asshole again. That's what I want. Like he's gonna come back like Triple H. He's gonna come back in the leather jacket again.
He's gonna have a roid gut.
Yeah, he's gonna have a roid gut. He's gonna have He's gonna have denim on top of leather.
Yeah, yeah. The denim jacket on top of leather
Yeah,
jacket, just roid gut, crazy style.
but no, yeah, this was a good promo. Said he's
I thought it was a good promo.
but when he was chewing on, why man? Stop chewing on thumbtacks. Stop it.
Something about AEW promos where they're sitting on a staircase. They're like always sick.
Stop chewing on thumbtacks.
Yeah, but
Now it's Don Callis time.
yeah, good MJF promo. I don't know what the timetable is, but he also didn't acknowledge that he still has that contract.
Yeah, I noticed that too. He didn't really bring
So I
that
don't know
up.
if that's gonna be like a watershed moment type of thing, where it's like he's gonna like just
I feel
steal the
like
belt.
Well, he wants. They probably want people to forget about it, and then,
It's a
you know what I'm
big
saying?
shock. Like, oh,
Yeah,
this motherfucker.
he comes back like after Hangman gets his ass beat or something, and I mean, he can't use it then, but then he'll
Yeah,
sign.
you can't use it as a chip anymore. But I think when we least expect it, like when it'll just be like, all right, I'm back. We're gonna do this match, and I'm gonna win that belt. And he'll probably still cheat to win it, but like he didn't say he has that guaranteed title shot, which was interesting. So yeah, I do think they want us to forget about that for a while.
Tried to come back with Hammerstone when he recreate the dynasty.
Is he still a free agent?
I think so.
No, maybe.
I wouldn't mind. I like Hammerstone. I mean, not that like I'm the biggest Hammerstone fan, but I
Mm-hmm.
liked the dynasty when I did see it. So
Can't say I've seen too much of Hammerstone. I'll be real.
just a normal like big dude, but
I think
him
he
and
did some like New Japan Strong stuff back in the day.
I think he did. And
Yeah,
like him and MJF had this. Well, it was him, MJF, and Teddy Hart had the dynasty
yeah,
and MLW, and that's kind of like where I found out about him. So him and MJF, he was a good muscle for MJF. Like kind of like how Wardlow was.
yeah. Which I think that's kind of like he could get away with that if he wanted a heavy. Um, so yeah, Orange Cassidy comes back, and this was brilliant. This was like
Aw,
the perfect type of bullshit you want out of pro wrestling. Um, I was like actually like, what kind of freaky painting is he
yeah,
gonna
because
wheel out
you
here?
knew it was coming, and then like, but then once I saw it wheeling it out, I was like, I know who's in there. I know
Yeah,
what's in there.
yeah. Orange Cassidy
It's
comes out of the
Sting.
painting. Yeah, for real. Um, they went all out for this because not only did they have the prop and the shitty pyro, like the Dinky One pyro for him, the media lost graphic
Yeah. Oh.
was so good, dude.
I
Like
said,
I'm
well,
so like
I said, the king is back. Let's go.
yeah, and we were talking about how like people are coming back and it feels refreshing, and like they still found the perfect way to do the half-assed entrance, but it's new.
Yeah, there. Like he could care less about his entrance. Uh, the
I bet they had that for the Young Bucks and didn't use it.
well, probably,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. One of my favorite spots in this match though was when he did the 10 punches, and then Orange Cassidy went up there and hit one, jumped down, and the crowd popped. So
He had like an all-time flying nothing too.
yeah. Oh, that flying nothing was the best.
Yeah,
Uh,
dude.
his
Mill
first,
pop big one for Mill
his
pop
first,
big for that.
his first thought about no. I said, oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I said the
This was a
king.
really fun match though. This was so this is what I was kind of hinting at before. Uh this was the Dynamite party match.
Yeah,
But they've shuffled the deck enough to where this felt completely different. So like in the past they've built it around like Jet Speed, Young Bucks, Brodito, right? Like that kind of scene. Don Callis family, sure. Um but this specific selection, Okada, Hechicero, Takeshita's different. But then like Hologram being back from injury, Orange Cassidy being back from injury, that's obviously like those are gonna feel refreshing. Mark Briscoe, he's the glue guy regardless in these matches. But I had a blast with this. I did not expect walking away from this match thinking Hologram was the MVP, but I thought he was.
yo, yeah. Hologram impressed me in this match. There's one thing I think they should do though. Hear me out. You got evil hologram coming. What I feel like you should do during your match is like glitch out a little bit. See what I'm saying? Like
Oh, like he glitches out a little bit.
kind of like something like makes him like not like he shakes his head or something or like so just kind of like give you that I don't know maybe that's some or
Do you think El Clon is gonna cost him the title?
I think it's something because it said soon
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
I would yeah
So
shout out to Rez
yeah, which I'm assuming he's just gonna be a res. Like they're probably gonna do mask versus mask, and then he'll just be a
it's
res,
gonna be
right?
Sin Cara and the lights are gonna be dimmed and then you're gonna I don't know, but either way, I like Arez though. So the TV's in, or if you don't know who that is, like the national TV's in for a treat. This dude's solid.
It's awesome because like before they all got signed, I watched a lot of like indie fireworks shows with at the time Arez, Aramis, and Black Taurus. Now they're all there, but the fun part is once they kind of figure out the heel face dynamics, you're gonna have those fireworks shows on AEW TV, and with the opponent selection there, like man,
Yeah.
those are gonna be a whole lot of fun. Hechicero hologram though stole the show for me of that pairing. They were going absolutely crazy. Hechicero obviously, you know, you talk about his technical prowess, but fantastic base for all the wild shit hologram was doing.
In AEW yet?
I think I want to say, you know what? I actually might be thinking of. I know Hechicero wrestled Commander on Collision. Let me take a
So
look.
either way, I want to see it. So I just like if I didn't see it, and if it did happen, I want to see it. But yeah, hologram really like honestly surprised me because I don't really know. I don't really. I'm not that big on Collision, so I don't really know much about hologram other than lately watching Collision and knowing that you have evil hologram.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it comes with a mustache on, so you know he's evil. Uh, you got him coming. Like, that's how I kind of was like, okay, that's all I know. But then watching him here, I was like, okay,
Yeah, kind of looking at all the pieces here. There was a Takeshita Okada tease again, and I'm sure we're gonna get hologram versus the clone at some point. I don't know if that's on the pay per view or not. Fletcher coming out, challenging hologram to next week, which I think that'll be a lot of fun. If we want to go based off of something like Kyle Fletcher versus Mascara Dorada, like Fletcher paired well with that style.
I feel like the clone is going to be in the Don Callis family, isn't he?
That'd be crazy, but it would also be really funny. Um,
I don't know. It's just weird. Cause
yeah,
why? Because why would Fletcher come out and challenge hologram? Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Yeah, go ahead.
the thought process was like to get his look back, he's gonna end his streak, and if you kind of see who's in everyone's orbit here, I would be shocked if we don't get Kyle Fletcher, Orange Cassidy at some point.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to assume that we're going to be back on track for the next. The pay per view match for Fletcher is probably going to be Briscoe. Yeah, awesome pairing. I'm here for it. Yeah, fantastic pairing. So I'm cool with that. So I think they have a lot of exciting things to do
Because they never
with Fletch.
did they finish up their feud? I can't remember.
No. It was like Briscoe was kind of running the gauntlet, and then MJF screwed him out of the title shot.
Yeah. So yeah, we gotta go back to that.
So we're gonna get back on track. I'm assuming we're gonna get that like if not at Wrestle Dream, then maybe Full Gear. Then backstage you got a Mina interview, just hyping up the match. The one detail from this that I took away from this, she specifically said Tony Storm has not made any contact with her. So Tony's gone radio silent. I don't know what that means. But we'll see.
You got
Yeah. And then we did get a Jurassic Express vignette with the announcement that they're going to be at the Anniversary Dynamite next week. We just don't know what they're going to be doing.
I want to say I did talk about this on the All Out, but I like how they showed that it was Jack Perry that dug up Luchasaurus and brought
Yeah,
him back to life. Because all we seen was that one Luchasaurus video of him
with the mask on the mask.
with the mask on the mask. So I'm glad I got to see the mask on the mask again. Oh,
Hmm.
also glad I got to see hologram wearing Orange Cassidy shades.
Yes, that was
So,
awesome.
so I need shout out hologram. You're trying to be one of the dogs. You're trying to be one of my
Yeah,
dogs.
yeah.
Keep wearing sunglasses. You'll
Yeah.
get up there. But I just like that
Glasses
little.
over the mask is crazy. I love
God,
that.
that was so goddamn funny. But I just like the little like callback to that. Like oh shit, he was the one that got Luchasaurus dug up,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's awesome. I'm just happy my boy's back. I'm probably like one in a million that's happy that Jack Perry's back. But
No, like I'll be real, like I think that just the vibe and the energy around his return is so much better than it could have been. And when I look at it on paper, I'm like, yeah, why not bring back Jurassic Express? And like, there's a feel good vibe around it. I don't think there's been a feel good vibe around Jack Perry for quite some time. So
yeah,
I think it's just kind of the best for everybody involved, honestly.
I just hope now like they don't come out and like try to make him a heel again or some shit. Stop it. Let him just be a tag team.
Tag scene though, hey, they had some issues coming into this year, but I think it's in a good spot.
But yeah,
We go into Claudio versus Hobbs, which this is just the
this is this is the Underhook show, match of the night.
yeah, this is like the dude. This is the dude's rock match of the night. Just two large individuals just beating the shit out of each other, and I think just Claudio TV matches are like Teflon at this point. Glad Hobbs got up with singles too. I feel like it's been a while. So you saw the spot with the body slams here tonight. So he like just did that the whole match with the Workhorseman. Like this is just becoming a thing where he's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna see how many slams I can do in a row. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah. Wasn't that
The
bad
Bear
match
Kid.
though? I gotta like you said, seeing Hobbs get a singles match is awesome, and then I'm never gonna complain seeing Claudio. So
Yeah, I think this was just a real solid brawl. Um, and again, when you're seeing two individuals this large just throwing themselves like this, it was great.
I got a little nervous on that superplex though.
Yeah, that was. But these pound for pound, these are probably the two strongest guys in the roster too.
Yeah. Oh,
Which
absolutely. Claudio's number one. There's no. I don't think who's stronger than who.
yeah, I think
Like
this was they kind of settled it here. Uh, Pac runs in again.
Ringo Starr runs in again.
Yeah, so this post match, obviously they're building the next week, and they're saying Shibata's hurt. But I think that's just like an angle because they would not do like no, they wouldn't risk his health with especially with his head after the career he's had. I was honestly thinking blood and guts when I saw this.
I was too. I was lit. Because of how many people. I mean, we still can. I just don't. I don't know when. I don't know when you do it though. November.
Because realistically, five Death Riders, right? Sixth one's Marina. Five Death Riders, that's one side, and then you could just do the Ops, Hangman, and Darby.
And if you want to put, I mean, you don't want to throw women in it, but you could throw Chris and you could throw Chris Statlander in there, and then have her throw Marina in there.
Or
Boom.
that too, yeah. If you don't want the world title, like you don't want the world champion in it, you could do that.
But if
Um,
knowing them, they'll call Gabe Kidd will come for no reason. So,
yeah. Okay. Speaking of, because I made a mistake last week. Takesha's not challenging this weekend. Gabe Kidd is defending against Shingo, and he's probably going to lose. So this weekend is Destruction, and Zack Sabre Jr. is defending against Ren Narita. Winner of that match faces Takeshita in October. So I think a lot hinges on that because it's like the week before Wrestle Dream. And I think if Takeshita's IWGP champion, I don't know if he's going to be wrestling Okada, but we will see. But
they pull some TNA shit and Takeshita wrestle Okada, put the belt on Okada. Like, oh, I thought you said it was cool.
I don't know what's going on with any of that, but
Oh, you don't remember that? You don't remember that though? Like way back, it was back in the day. The British Invasion had the New Japan belts, the tag belts,
mhm.
and no, sorry, the Dudleys had the tag belts, the New Japan tag belts, and they lost to the British Invasion, and New Japan was pissed.
Oh
So
yeah, like they did not sanction like the
yeah,
switch.
no, they didn't at all, and TNA just did it.
Yeah, I don't think AEW is going to be pulling any of that, but I thought this was building a blood and guts. This is actually building to a couple of matches next week, so but I'm cool with that.
Which
So
is which yeah which is crazy. We didn't get a blood and gush this year.
no, but I mean there's still time,
Yeah,
but
because they was it November they used to
they used to do it like in June.
shoot.
Last
Yeah.
couple of years has been like either right before or right after Forbidden Door, and then Forbidden Door they obviously shuffled the calendar around. Oh, excuse me. So we've been talking about it for a while, and we got the women's tag titles.
Yeah, let's talk about these.
I mean, yeah, they're pretty much copy paste of the men's, just with some silver in there.
They're gonna fix it. They have to. They're gonna fix it. That
Mm-hmm.
it didn't look good.
I think it's fine, but I think just with
Well,
the track record of AEW having really good looking belts,
yeah, that I think that's mine because I think I
this was
was.
just a little bit of it fell a little flat.
I think you could have. I think just for me, the where it says women's tag champion or whatever in the middle, it looked horrible. I they need to refix that one. But other than that, whatever. I don't.
I
I'm
mean,
happy we finally got them. I guess.
I mean, they're not afraid of changing belts when they have to, so we'll see. They haven't announced anything though, as far as like how they're going to decide a winner or who the teams are going to be in a tournament. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, I think we've talked about it all year. They've invested a lot into the mid card. There's a lot of women who are not really doing much, and I think if you craft a division and just dedicate the right amount of time to it, Yeah, so I'm excited to see what they do with those. Main event time. So the fact that this went on last, I was like convinced that was turning.
I
This was.
so when they announced that the main event was going on last, I was like, oh, they're definitely announcing those tag belts.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it was cool. I didn't mind it. Nice little match. I like what it's
Yeah,
not.
I thought it was a fine match. I think as high as I am on stat, I think it kind of falls into a lot of Mina singles matches in AEW where Mina has a very clear cut match where she's gonna go after the leg, and they did that sick drop of the knee to the floor. I'm like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, and it's like locked in, and then I was like, oh, okay,
And they didn't really do nothing with it.
yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
So I don't know if that was just, I don't know like why they didn't follow up on that. I don't think it was necessarily a stat thing because Mina didn't really go after it after that.
I feel like this match didn't get out of first gear.
Yeah,
So,
I think it was fine. Like this was not bad. And I think this. I mean, obviously, writing was on the wall. Like Chris was not losing yet. It was very strange that they did 3 title defenses right out of a pay per view like this.
yeah,
So I'm like, bells and whistles were going off for an angle, which we did get one. It just wasn't the one we thought. So they shot it to where Harley Cameron's in the corner in the post match. Death Riders are here, dude. I was convinced we were not getting a follow up from the body bag angle
yeah.
because Moxley's music didn't hit until 9:02. Like we're in overrun and he didn't show up yet.
Yo, why did he come out not burned?
Yeah,
All right,
maybe. Maybe. I mean, yeah, he had a thermal on. So
I was just like, yo, my man he got burned in the body bag. Came out cool. He didn't come out
Cool.
extra crispy.
no,
All right, but
a little
yeah,
medium rare, but he did have a band-aid on his ear though.
I wonder why.
um, at first I'm looking at the visual. I'm like, okay, yeah, she's cornered. But then when they did that static shot of just Chris and Wheeler, I'm like, oh, Wheeler's about to get his head taken off.
Oh yeah,
And then he did.
I died laughing when Marina came in, ducked the clothesline, and Chris Daggett got in Mox's face and gave her the finger right away. I said, yeah, I started laughing. I don't know why that was so funny to me, but
It was awesome, dude. I was like hell yes, Stat. Like look at Chris Statlander standing up to John Moxley like this. This is awesome.
and then she like ran away. I was just like, oh, they didn't kill Harley, thank God, because I don't want. I love Harley. Don't kill Harley.
Did you notice too, like in the crowd, like Stats, giving the double bird, but then when Darby music hits, she starts laughing. She's like, "Ah, you're fucked."
Oh yeah,
Like, look at Stat out there, man.
like
This is awesome.
because Mox or Yuta was in the ropes, Mox was looking, and once you heard Darby's music hit, she started busting up laughing. I'll say, yeah, like right there. So I was like, that's your OGs right there. Like this is what you need to build around. And then here comes Darby out with he hit the fucking weapon cheat code on Grand Theft Auto. Comes out with a flamethrower.
Yeah, which again, more fire.
No
Didn't
Inferno
know
match.
didn't know that necessarily. We didn't necessarily know what that meant. However, I do think this is the best case scenario when you look at the story they're telling with John Moxley. Darby throws down the challenge. I quit match. What's brilliant about this is that we've seen John Moxley tap out already. So now we're thinking, what could you possibly do to have him lose in the most definitive cowardly way possible? This little freak's gonna make him quit.
He's gonna singe him with gasoline or something.
Yeah, like we're gonna see something nuts. And the fact that it's also like another no rules match, but where the stakes are I would say the stakes are even higher because Darby Allin's not gonna quit. Like he'll die before he quits. Like, he'll legitimately he'll explode.
Yeah, you're gonna have to shoot me with a gun before I say.
Legitimately, like you're gonna have to actually murder the dude. Moxley though has been wrestling as the kind of wounded beast, and it's time to come and collect. I'm so excited for this match. You know the meme of like where it's like it's like SpongeBob as the 2011 Heat, where it's like another blank. I'm like, oh, another $40 to AEW.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, okay, yep, that's worth the price of admission for me. So next week they've announced a couple of things. I'm trying to find where those are at. Oh yeah, on this website. Damn, dude, the Masha stuff's nasty. That's really disappointing. I'm not gonna unpack that, but that's just terrible.
Saying about that one.
Yeah.
Moving on.
They kind of weaved all this together for next week's show. Which, yeah, I'll say it now. We're not gonna have a show next week because Chris has an incredibly busy week. So he's gonna handle his business, and then we'll get back to you in 2 weeks to where I think on the table right now, 2 weeks time will be our review of DPW Carolina Classic. I almost said Continental Classic. So we will be back. We'll catch up on Dynamite and we'll catch up on DPW. And it should be a fun one and worth the wait. Okay. So we got a whole lot to talk about real quick as far as things that were announced. They are running Eddie and Hook against Big Bill and Brian Keith on Saturday.
Sign me up.
They're also running The Acclaimed versus The Swirl.
Oh yeah, they did say that on I think it was like All Out or
It was in the
Collision.
lower third.
Yeah. Well, they had like
And then,
they had like Jerry Lynn trying to get them back together.
yeah. And then Fletcher's doing an open challenge defense against Commander to hype up the hologram match.
Okay.
Then for the Dynamite, if you could believe it's going to be the 6th anniversary of Dynamite. Like, we're in shouting distance of a decade of AEW, or at least in the second half of the decade for them. So they're running John Moxley, Daniel Garcia, and Claudio versus Hangman, Joe, and Hobbs. So Hangman stepping in for Shibata. And out of all the commotion in the end of the show, they're running Darby Allin and Chris Statlander against Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir in a mixed tornado tag match. So it's gonna, if you remember the Swerve and Willow against Mox and Marina. Yeah, now on the other side, you're shuffling the deck a little bit, but it'll be like no rules. So whole lot of fun stuff for the anniversary show. which we will, and that just says Jurassic Express return, so I don't know if that's just a segment or what, but I don't know. I feel like, despite our qualms with the show, as far as like the runtime of the pay-per-view, whole lot of exciting things. I think AW feels pretty good right now, I would say. I think it's in a good spot.
Feels refreshing, even but with all their own homegrown talent, and I love it.
Yeah. So we'll talk to you again in 2 weeks' time. But Chris, I wish you the best of luck and safe travels. In the meantime, you can keep up with us on socials at OuterStevon and at the Loserweight. I think in between pods, I should probably get ECW 94 out. So youtube.com/matches worth watching. I don't know if you got anything to plug.
If anybody's in Birmingham, Alabama next week, I'll be there. Come holler at me. I'll be at Furnace Fest.
Yeah. So shout out the Moshers. Yeah, have a great time, dude. And we'll get back in a couple of weeks. We'll talk some AEW, talk some DPW.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, until then, if you got this far in the podcast, thanks, and we'll talk to you again next time.
See ya.